Representative Ardell, did you have any germane questions relative to the bill that you wanted to ask?
I believe my question regarding their citizenship wasn't fully answered.
Yeah, and it won't be. Any other questions for Mr. Robinson?
Might I ask why it won't be?
Because as the chair, I'm saying that that's not germane to the bill.
So we're dealing with foreign criminal organizations. We have arrests that are made with people who are working at these sites for these foreign criminal organizations,
Yes,
and you are somehow disinterested in their immigration status.
absolutely not. What I'm saying is I'm not going to get that information from a reporter from the Maine Wire. If we'd like to invite law enforcement or anybody that could give us information that we could verify, then I would be happy to do that. But I'm not going to get that information from a reporter from the Maine Wire.
As someone with some experience with it, I think it's very fair to say that you don't have to be a law enforcement officer to know of someone's immigration status or other information about them, such as their eye color, hair color, or birthday. So thank
So
you.
what you're telling me is that someone's immigration status is attuned to their eye color or hair color? That's terrifying.
It is a characteristic that they currently have. So I would say yes, to include their height, weight, whatever.
Oh, goodness.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing that.
Now that woman, I guess she's Democrat State Rep Suzanne Salisbury, really thought she did something there at the end. I genuinely felt secondhand embarrassment for her watching it. And the worst part is that she's probably not smart enough to recognize just how ignorant she came off as when Ardell explained how it's easy for a reporter to find out about someone's immigration status in the same way they can ferret out information about eye color, weight, or hair color. It's like she tried to take that or skew it as a racial comment in some way or xenophobic. I don't know. Very strange. Now, main takeaway here, I guess, is that liberal women like her should be nowhere near the levers of power. Joining us now to discuss is Steve Robinson, the editor-in-chief of the Maine Wire. Steve, thanks for being here tonight.
Well, thank you for having me, Kara. I appreciate it.
Great. So in that exchange we just watched, the liberal members were shutting down questions for you as not being germane to the topic at hand and say, we won't let a reporter from the Maine Wire. They kind of drip with condescension as they say that. But what's your response to watching that play back for you?
Well, it's kind of representative of how things work in the Maine legislature, to be honest. Representative Donnie Ardell is a 25-year plus veteran of law enforcement. He's worked in border security. He's worked in drug enforcement. He very much knows what he's talking about. And the two Democratic reps there, I believe Salisbury owns a coffee shop, and Matheson, the other representative, works in homeopathic medicine. So it's kind of ironic that the expertise of Representative Ardell was cast aside. And not that I'm an expert, but I have been spending the last 6 months investigating these illegal Chinese marijuana growing operations. The Maine Wire has now identified more than 300 of them. Law enforcement has busted well over 24 of them now at this point, following our reporting, several that we've flagged first, including the one you were just displaying there, that great big barn in Passadumkeag. That's one that we've visited 3 times. We took a congressional candidate to visit that one. We've basically been running around the state, jumping up and down, pointing at these places and saying, hey, there is a vast criminal conspiracy currently operating in the state of Maine, and law enforcement is now finally motivated to do something about it. But it's also a question of resources and tools. And the bill in question from Representative John Andrews would have given prosecutors and law enforcement additional tools to go after these sites. The question of their citizenship is very much valid, because everything we know about this from the Department of Homeland Security is that these sites are being operated primarily by Chinese foreign nationals, and that the proceeds of these black market marijuana sales are in some instances going back to mainland China and furthering the activities of the Chinese Communist Party. In Machias, there were 3 individuals who were arrested. One of them had a New York driver's license, which doesn't mean anything because the state of New York will give anyone a driver's license. But he also had a passport from the People's Republic of China, and the other 2 individuals had Malaysian passports. So if illegal aliens are coming in here and being involved in this criminal conspiracy, it's very much germane, as Representative Salisbury's favorite word of the day was.